Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering what is really going on with Angel Reese. Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of self-awareness here.
Everybody's ablaze right now. Angel Reese is day-to-day again, and the question on everyone's mind is simple. Did she just quit on the Chicago Sky again?
I think Angel Reese, and I'm say this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break. And there's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day. And every week there's no update on what she's struggling with, what she's doing. There's nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard.
The timing, the mystery, the silence, it's all starting to feel familiar. And while she's nowhere to be found, Caitlin Clark is still breaking records, even while sitting out with a legitimate injury.
Hey, look, bro, you gotta remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games. Now, this year, she's saying this season, it's her back. It looked like she's not finishing playing in none of the games. The Sky needs you. The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
If you think this is all just another Angel Reese PR stunt, leave a comment. And while you're at it, hit like, smash that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss the real story behind the headlines.
She's using her back as an excuse to sit out because she doesn't really care about basketball. I think she looks over at Caitlin Clark and says, hey, Caitlin Clark is out with a legitimate injury. I proved my point before the All-Star game when I went on a 10-game run trying to justify being on the All-Star team. When that first ballot came out, when the first voting results came out about the All-Star game and I was 13th, holy cow, Angel Reese panicked, started playing hard, tried to put up some stats to justify being on the All-Star team, did that, and now she said, hey, the Chicago Sky sucked this year, peace out.
Since the All-Star break, Angel Reese has been listed with a back injury. No timetable, no real explanation. Every week, the same vague line, day to day. It's the exact same playbook we saw last season, when a wrist injury suddenly ended her year with no attempt at a late-season push. The pattern is hard to miss. The moment the Sky hit a rough patch, the updates dry up, the player disappears, and the focus quietly shifts to next season. It's like the injury bug always shows up when the standings look bad. But what's really going on behind those empty updates? Fans aren't the only ones asking questions. Sports commentators have started using the word quit. Jason Whitlock even compared her to a worse version of Kawhi Leonard, accusing her of disappearing when it's convenient, without giving the team or fans any real answers. The suspicion is fueled by her history. In the unrivaled Pro-Am League, she claimed injury mid-season, didn't finish, and didn't even show up for the championship game. Fast forward to this season, and it's déjà vu. While the official line stays polite, the subtext is growing louder. Is this about injury, or is it about avoiding the grind when the team's losing? And while Reese's status stays a mystery, another WNBA star is showing what commitment actually looks like. Caitlin Clark hasn't played since mid-July because of a groin injury, an injury with a clear, documented timeline. Everyone saw when it happened. Everyone knows she tried to return, re-aggravated it, and now has a targeted comeback date later in the season. And here's the difference. Even when she can't play, Clark is there, on the bench, in team huddles, talking to coaches, breaking down plays, cheering her teammates through every possession. She's been spotted in multiple games in street clothes, still leading from the sideline. Missed games don't mean she disappears. They mean she stays connected. And that's why her team responds. When Clark went down, the Fever didn't fold. They've held a winning record since her absence, stayed in the playoff race, and even found new scoring sparks in players like Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Sophie Cunningham. Aaliyah Boston has been a force in the paint. The ball movement has been crisp, and the energy hasn't dipped. That's what happens when your leader stays locked in, even if she can't take the floor. Now, compare that to Chicago. The Sky's season has been rocky. Just 8 wins, 23 losses, and more headlines for ejections and altercations than for actual basketball. Angel Reese's last game was July 29th. Since then, no updates, no travel with the team, no visible presence at games. She even skipped a road trip to Indiana, a high-profile matchup against the Fever that could have drawn big attention, despite making the trip to Indianapolis just weeks earlier for the All-Star game. And yes, she was all smiles for the cameras there. When your star player disappears completely, what message does that send to your teammates, the fans, and the league? Critics and fans have started noticing an uncomfortable truth. The Sky often play better without Reese. The offense flows more freely, possessions aren't forced through one player, and the team's energy feels higher. It's the kind of addition by subtraction dynamic no franchise wants to admit, but the contrast is there. And when you put that side by side with Clark's situation, the optics are brutal. One star's absence makes her team weaker. A real star makes you harder to beat, not easier. And if your disappearance sparks more wins than your presence, the problem might not be the roster around you. It might be you. Angel Reese's absence is creating more questions than answers, while Caitlin Clark's injury has only reinforced her reputation as the heart of her team. The Fever are building a culture of trust and winning basketball. The Sky are stuck managing a brand whose biggest headlines are about not playing. So ask yourself, are you rooting for the players building a legacy, or for the ones clinging to an image? If you think this is just another Reese PR escape, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story is far from over, and we'll be breaking down every twist right here.